Good morning, this is Minister Paul. It is 6:47 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on July 20th, 2012. What you're looking at here is smoke on plane causes dramatic emergency landing. Now, I believe it's our prayers that played a role in this plane landing safely. I woke up for 3 days in a row, hear me out, on 4:21 a.m., which is a 7. When I came and sat here, it was 4:30, which is a 7. I had like 10 comments just from overnight, and they were on this, my dream. Quote, warn my people, earthquake, war, plane crash, number 1111 and 73. Matter of fact, there's a 7. Look at this. This is in real time, and there is a 3. Now, of course, I come down, and out of all the comments I could have keyed on, I have approval on my comments. I see this. You sure do have a lot of dreams. None have come true yet. Maybe you should quit while you're ahead. Well, so let's go to this guy's page. This is all he does, is troll people. Sorry, pardon me for the language, but this is what he does. He goes around and jokes at everybody and makes fun of God and mocks God. And basically, he's looking for something, but he's looking in all the wrong areas. Keep the retards out of the vids. See, that this is a spirit of Jezebel in this person that I have exposed. So, sir, since you refuse to allow me to privately correct you, you have now been publicly corrected. The dreams are coming true.
Good morning.
This was, I told him, and then he says, do you know how much of a wacko you are? Oh yeah, you talk to God, huh? Maybe you need to up your meds. Keep dreaming, Jesus freak. I am keep dreaming. And my response was, Jesus is my Savior, and I do talk to God. And then I washed my hands of him. His blood is now not required of this watcher on the wall's hands, according to Ezekiel 33. And there will be many more like him to come and try and mock me. But here's the thing. There was major earthquakes as I slept last night. A 6, a 5.8, a 5.3. I said, and I mentioned the 7 and the 3s. There was a shooting. I don't know if you're aware of this last night. There was a shooting at a Batman Rise of the Dark Knight, I believe it is. I don't follow this kind of stuff. I told my wife that people are literally going to show up at these things. They're selling the tickets on Craigslist here for like $125, and they're standing in line to see a movie. This guy walks into a movie in a gas mask and murders 12 people. Now you got to understand, when these stories first break, it's going to, if people are critically injured by the weapons he used, that death rate can go higher. And I'm sure everybody's reporting on this. But look, at what my point is, look, Paris has canceled the premiere. The actors are laying low. The security has been increased. Folks, we can no longer, do you understand that we can no longer even safely go to a movie? And we have people like this young lost soul who wants to mock God. It's easier for him to believe that all of this is just random than to believe that everything in the Bible is coming to pass, because his spiritual eyes and ears are closed. That's fine. But where he's going wrong is going around and mocking other people who have the gift of prophecy that is coming true. Take note of this. I want to just check. I'm not going to do a whole thing on this Batman thing because the weekend hasn't even started yet. And I already said yesterday that we are approaching a very violent weekend this weekend. You're going to see violence of unprecedented proportions this weekend. Write it down at 6:53 a.m. on July 20th, 2012, Pacific Standard Time, that a minister with the gift of prophecy has told you this weekend will be extremely violent. 24-year-old white person, the only thing he ever had was a traffic ticket. All of a sudden, he just goes in and just starts gunning down people clad in black. A rifle, a handgun, and a gas mask made his way up the aisle and shot anyone trying to leave. People seated began coughing and having difficulty breathing. This is absolutely, society has been seduced to sadism. I'm going to tell you what's happening is the Bible is playing out, and nobody wants to listen to those who know the Bible. They'd rather listen to the media. So let's go to the plane. Do you see my dream? It also includes a plane, okay? And the number 73, I just happened to find this story.
This is how we just got off this freaking plane. After an emergency landing, American Eagle Flight 3773 forced to land at Peoria, Illinois Airport. Panicked passengers climbing down the wing to safety. The end of an aborted and harrowing flight from Colorado to Chicago. First, bad weather bounced the commuter jet around the skies, and then the smell of smoke as the pilots began their descent towards O'Hare.
Right as we were landing and we're on the tarmac, we smelled this burnt, like rubber.
Another passenger, Chris Pyle, began shooting video on his phone.
All of a sudden, smoke just starts coming out of the ceiling. It looked like it's coming out of the air vents and maybe even other places.
Frightened passengers can be heard comforting each other.
They should be praying is what they should be doing.
Pyle says his thoughts turned to his children. Others prayed.
It was eerily quiet on the plane. No one was screaming or anything like that. I think everyone was just very concerned, wondering what in the world is going on.
The jet landed safely, 100 miles short of its intended destination. Amid the chaos, 80-year-old Rita Beck evacuated with the rest of the passengers.
I remember looking down onto the wing and thinking, oh my gosh, can I do this? And I said, sure, I have to. So I just kind of leaped down.
American Airlines released a statement overnight saying in the end there was no fire on board. We have concluded that the smoke came from a house fire near the Peoria airport, not from the aircraft.
It was an experience.
A crash landing with
I'm an adventurous
no fire.
person, but I never thought I'd have that kind of an adventure.
See, God is going to be
Good Morning
true,
America, Jim
and
Alpha,
every man will be a liar. So let me show you something here. Chicago is obviously under the control of a demonic principality, and possibly even more than that. It's an abomination. The murder rate is out of control. But here, don't take my word for it. You just take what I show you for it. Look at the flight number. It's 3773. Okay? And the date is today. So I'm not showing you like, you know, a year ago article. And this was my dream, a plane crash, and the number 73. And in closing, I'm going to show you another video that where an angel, we'll just go to my playlist to make it easier to find. Because when I woke up this morning at 4:21, that's a 7, I asked the Lord, why do I keep seeing 7 and 3s? And he told me, again, warn my people. They are looking at things in the natural instead of the supernatural. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. And it's not head knowledge, it's revelation knowledge. Do you see this? Okay, this is from July 5th. That's a 7, and that I just noticed this. 5 and 2 is 7, and 1 and 2 is 7. That's the date of this video. Matter of fact, look, it has 6 likes and 1 dislike. That's a 7. This is a 3. That's an 11. You keep laughing. This 83 videos is an 11. You keep laughing, but let God be true and every man be a liar. I'm going to put a link to this dream because an angel shows me the number 3 and the number 7. Oh, and look at this video, the fall of the watchers. It's 11, 3, 7, and 4, 44. And what's it about? Revelation God gave me. Here's the story, folks. This can't happen in the natural. God is going to start pouring out his spirit upon all flesh in the supernatural. And if your spiritual eyes are closed, you're going to miss it. You keep laughing at me all you want, but when you laugh at God, you got to understand there's going to be repercussions because God has never lied. I am amazed that people will turn to everything in the world as it shakes and quakes and bakes, literally, all around with earthquakes, miracles, signs, and wonders, and people prophesying over you that the end of all things are at hand. They're prophesying 7 and 3 and dreams of angels, and this plane is making an emergency landing number 3773. And people are, you can't even go to a movie without 12 people being gunned down. That it's easier for you to believe that we came from a fish, or that a big bang exploded and that all of a sudden everything was created, rather than to believe that the Bible could actually be true and coming to pass. That is the great deception that is upon not just America, but the world. And it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. This was flying into Chicago. So here's my thing. If my dream about the earthquakes was correct, and my dream about the plane was correct, what makes you think that the part about war isn't correct? And it is now exactly 7 a.m. And on that note, I will end. I'm not here to be anybody but a man who had an encounter with God, was given a gift from God to see things and to put out the warning according to Ezekiel 33:3. After you have watched this video, and I pray God opens your spiritual eyes and ears, you will no longer have an excuse of ignorance. I plead with you today, before the weekend starts, before you even leave your house, to pray to God through Jesus Christ, the only way to him, for supernatural protection, and that he reveal himself to you. This is Minister Paul signing off with the truth and another prophecy confirmation. God bless you.